Hey, welcome to the next episode of NoCode JavaScript. In this episode, we will focus on a block element connector. So this block is responsible for connecting WeBlocks with Webflow elements. As you see it in the first video, we connected a Webflow square with a class square with a WeBlocks using class. But we can also connect it with ID, tag, or block. And right now, why do we need it? As you see it in the first video, when I connected with the class, and this element is changed. But what if I would like to add, for example, 5 squares with 100, height 100, and a little bit smaller margin. Okay, and right now I have 5 squares, and I would like to connect it only with this, which is in the center. I can give it an ID, example, center square. Right now I can copy this. I need to publish this project to make this ID on the live page. And right now I can use ID tag center square. And right now when I will refresh the page, you can see that only this center square is larger. Right now, if I would add, for example, to this block ID blue square, I copy this, publish, and right now I will add a second set CSS block with ID blue square and give it a background blue. And right now we have the second block with a blue background. So this way I can add this specific value only to this one element. And right now, what is a tag? So tag is connecting Webflow elements with their tags and with the tags which are generated in HTML code. So this element is a div. So this element has a tag div in HTML. And right now, if I would create a set CSS with a tag div, and I would set that every div will have a border radius 200 pixels. And right now, if I would connect it, you can see that all divs has a border radius. So right now, if I would create a next div, which is not without class square, it can has a class, for example, just give it a class random class. And let's make it 200 pixels, and let's make it red, and let's give it a margin bottom. Okay, right now, if I will publish this, even if it has a random class, it will still have okay, it's still publishing. It will still have a border radius, and that's because we connected this with a tag div. And exactly the same, we can connect this with tags, for example, heading. Heading has a tag h1. This heading has a tag h2. If I would create a paragraph, the paragraph has a tag p. So this way I can connect with all elements with a specific tag. And the last is block. And block is very similar to ID. This is connecting with the one specific block. For example, this way I will connect it with a block blue square. And right now, let's add it to this element, and I will add an attribute. So this is the attributes. We can add attributes to every element, and I'm adding an attribute block blue square. And right now, this is connecting with elements which has attribute block equal to blue square. So when I publish this, we can see on a page that right now the blue is only this square which has an attribute block blue square.